Alright, well, today I'm going to go ahead and get the Mustang, basically everything that I did in the last video, I'm basically going to undo. So like the exhaust is coming off, the headers are going to come off, I'm going to put this up on jack stands, and yeah, everything's coming off. Alright, let's get this. Okay. You're gonna need this and this to start. Show it. And then roll under here. Starters. Unplug these. I don't even remember what you were. Imagine I get it first try. Alright, well, now that I have the mid pipe out, I ended up cutting it because it was just too hard to get out, both sides. The nuts already wouldn't come off, so just cut it. I'm not going to use them, I'm just going to scrap them anyways. Now I'm going to try and get the bolts to the headers somehow, some way. yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do that, so we'll just start trying to knock it out one piece at a time. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, I think we left off with taking the old headers off, and then we were just waiting for everything to come in. So everything has come in, except for the O2 sensors, which I'm still debating whether I want to put those on with the headers and everything out, or if I want to just put everything on the car, and then when those come in, slip those in. Because I got some O2 extensions, so at least I won't have to dig my hands and cut them up to get the O2 sensors connected. I got a tuner. It's currently hooked up to my desktop, awaiting a tune to come back. As you can see, I ended up going with some eBay brand headers. So I decided I was going to go for a budget exhaust. I really didn't want to spend a whole lot of money on an exhaust that, to be honest with you, as long as it works, it works. So, as you can see, they are 304 stainless. I mean, they look pretty good. The condition of them is really nice. The flanges are nice. The welds are actually not terrible. Like, these are hard to weld, so it's not going to be the best. But, like, look at the flange weld. If I can focus on it. It looks pretty good. I did end up getting a whole exhaust off of eBay as well that has a mid-pipe, high-flow cats, and 2 little resignators, an X-pipe, all the way back. So that is in here, and it comes packaged like this, all the clamps, and it is Cerakoted, so it's not going to rust, which is nice, and the tips are polished. So that'll be nice. I'm not deleting, I'm blocking off this little part here for the exhaust gases. I mean, I'm not, but I don't need that anymore, so I have this little block off plate right here that goes for it. Comes with a little gasket, new header gaskets, studs, and everything else that I don't need. Yeah, I also bought a paint gun so I could paint this bumper and possibly get a new hood. But for now, I have to run to our local hardware store. And while I'm there, I'm going to get hopefully a bolt thick enough for this. If not, I'll just cut it off and weld it at my dad's. It's not that big of a deal. At first, I was kind of hoping one of these would fit, but it doesn't. But if that doesn't work, I'll just freaking weld them on there. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, let's head to the hardware store and go ahead and get these. So, as you can tell, it's been quite a while. So, for starters, let's just go down here and boom! Yep. Transmission's out completely. I've lost all of my fluids in the motor because BAM! Yeah, I had to pull the motor just to get these stupid things on. I don't know if this is like the easiest way to do it. Well, it's the only way I can get them in there, to be honest with you. I recommend you definitely not putting long tube headers on unless you really want to. And even then, honestly, pulling your motor is the easiest way to do this. And on top of that, I lost all of my coolant, power steering fluid, not all of that, but most of it. And then I had lost a little bit of fuel when I disconnected the lines. On top of that, I had to cut right here just to get the dipstick to fit. I mean, don't get me wrong, like this is what you get with eBay headers. Like, honestly, I kind of expected to have to, maybe dent them in, but not cut them, pull the motor to get the dang things in. But you know what? It is what it is. It's not that hard to pull these motors, really. But I'm going to keep on trucking, getting this stupid thing back in the car, and we'll go from there. Hopefully get my tune sent back to me by then, and we could flash the car and get it up and running. So I guess I could throw you guys on a time lapse, or I could just show you once it's all put back together. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and start it now. So, up front, checking for leaks, make sure everything looks good. Wifey's gonna start it. So, turn the key first. Make sure it's in neutral.
Is that neutral?
Back and forth. Yes.
Okay.
Will you unplug the tuner down there first? Just pull it out. No. Yep. This way, towards me. Pull it towards me. Okay. Now I think you should just be able to turn the key all the way. If it doesn't work, then you put the clutch in. It's gonna be loud. Okay, take 2.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay, you want me to go?
Yep.
Do I turn it all the way first and then clutch in?
Yeah, you can do that. have the headers on. There's a couple other things I have to do. That's gonna be it for this video though. The exhaust is still coming in. Waiting on my mid pipe, and I'm still not certain exactly what I'm gonna do for the catback, but I mean, the headers are on, the motor's all put back together. All I have to do is install this new throttle cable, and that's kind of it. I'm gonna be making a video here soon about painting these calipers. I mean, someone already painted them black, which is fine, but I bought some OEM Ford blue. I think it's supposed to be this K2, which is the Atlantic blue, but honestly, it looks a lot more like Sonic blue, if anything, which I think is honestly what I might paint the car. I do also have to dent up where, I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but where the steering shaft goes into the headers in between there. I have to dent that up a little bit because my steering binds up a little bit on the headers, which seems like it's a pretty common thing with these cheaper headers that aren't pre-notched for that. That's why personally, I wouldn't go through doing the eBay cheap headers again. I would spend the money on a set of BBKs. I mean, they were out of stock for the longest time. That's why I went this route. Even then, I might still end up upgrading to those. Not that I want to do all this work over again, but I just don't really like these, you know, Flash Shark long tube headers. They're kind of like, the actual metal is good quality. The welds don't seem bad. It's just like, you get what you paid for. Not to mention, like on these, the passenger side O2 sensor bung is facing right up at the floor, so I can't even get that in. I'm waiting on a 90-degree O2 sensor thing to come in, so, which also I'm waiting on. So might do some coilovers or lowering springs soon. I'm still not sure on that part, but hopefully you enjoyed this. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think.